we are back to more Browns franchise, and last episode we went and I think we did the draft, and our draft, it wasn't the greatest draft. Last year's way better than this year's draft, but we did end up picking at ourselves some pretty decent defensive talent. Like, we also picked up Lacey Greenhouse, we converted him to a right end, now he's 81 overall, playing the line, and we also picked up, I believe, Jordan Grayson on here. Yeah, Jordan Grayson, 79 overall, left outside linebacker, pretty good there on the team. So, we also picked up one middle linebacker in Emory Youngblood, 79 overall. He's a pretty good linebacker too, so it'll make a big difference in the middle of our defense. But now it is on to the next thing, which is preseason. So, preseason game, I don't think we have to sign anybody. Might as well just sign a few players before so we can go and check out if they're pretty good or not. So, undrafted free agents right after the draft. Let's see who's available on here. So, on here we have fullback Cedric Ferris, 73 overall, 22 years old. So this guy, Cedric Ferris, so he's got 73 impact blocking, 73 run block. Not too bad there, 83 speed, 79 strength, 80 trucking. Should we go and sign him to the active roster and see if he's any good or not? Because you can always release him if you want to. Might as well, I guess. There we go. So Cedric Ferris will be competing with Vince Hanks today for the fullback spot in our regular season. But next up is kickers. So kickers, we do have Nate Sorensen, we got Scotty Gronkowski. These guys any better than Coons? They might be better than Coons. CC Sorensen, 87 kick power, 84 kick accuracy. I don't know if they're really as good as him, but oh well, we'll see. Now we got Eric Luigs, 90 kick power, 88 kick accuracy. Anyone else? You got Parkey, Lucky Whitehead. Who's Lucky Whitehead? 93 speed, 82 route running. He's got some pretty good stats, I guess. 79 catching. So he's not that bad of a guy, but I mean, we really don't need a guy who's like 5'9" right now in our wide receiving corps. Because we want some tall wide receivers here. We have Spencer Ware. These guys aren't undrafted free agents, but you might as well just go and see who's available. Not there. Yeah, so it's pretty weak, I guess, this year for undrafted free agents. We have no Malcolm Gilmore last year, who's a 78 overall coming out of the draft. So no guys like that, but I mean, they're decent there. We went and picked up a fullback. I think that's really all we need to do, unless we can pick up a wide receiver. We got Lucky Whitehead. We got Paul Richardson. Who's Paul Richardson? 94 speed. Wow, he's pretty speedy, I guess. He's got slow development though. That's the only thing bad about him. We'll go to wide receivers because we do need one wide receiver, I believe. Because right now at wide receiver, I think we do have what's his face still at wide receiver. He's 66 overall on our depth chart. Let's go to depth chart and see who's available on our wide receiving corps. Right there. Yeah, we still have Ricardo Lewis in here, 66 overall, so you could probably pick up one guy at least. Because I don't know if Ricardo Lewis is the best player available when it comes to wide receivers. Because our wide receiving corps, yeah, we still have Gordon here, Stills, McGilmore, Marmorosa, and Coleman. Nobody else on here too, so that's a good find, a wide receiver in the free agency. Preferably one that's undrafted if we can. I doubt there might be any, but if there is one, maybe sign him. So go to wide receivers and see who's available for this. So we got Trey McFarland, we got Riley Youngblood. Okay, I saw this guy in the draft, Riley Youngblood. 91 speed, he's doesn't really that good of catching. 73, don't really want to pick up that. Langford Gatewood, 89 speed, 82 catching, not that bad, I guess. He's pretty decent. Dylan Scott, he's pretty good, or not really good. He's a 64. But Pritchett, 66. Janice. I'm gonna look for some speedy guys. So we'll sort by speed, I guess. We'll see who's on here. So the fastest guy, I believe, is Samuel Odom. Lamar Odom's brother? I don't know. 96 speed, 72 route running. Not the greatest there. We could pick him up, though. That speed, you never know what's gonna happen to him. So maybe pick him up for the free agency. The only problem is that he's making like about 1.33 million. That's the only bad thing about him. We got one else. We got Torian Rutan, 94. But looks like Odom has better catching right now, or at least route running. So might as well sign this guy. See what happens. If he plays well, okay, it doesn't really matter too much to me. But we could always cut him if we don't really need be. So moving on to the next thing, which is a C tight end. I want to see who's on here for tight ends. So we do have one guy. We have Duncan Kosher. Who's Duncan? 80 speed, 81 catching, 78 acceleration. He's not really that good at all. Anyone else? So if you go in depth on here, going in like sorting by age and stuff, you see a lot more players on here. So you got Kale Paulson. Kale, nah, he's not really that good. Looking for some. Actually, no, we don't really need to look at many tight ends. We already have our tight ends looked after. So let's see left tackle. Anyone on left tackle? We got Jared Beard. I can't really say these words too much. We got Darren Mingo. Who's Mingo? I don't know. We really don't need to look for left tackle. Let's see right guard though. Right guard, who's on here? We got Dervin Clements, but he's 1 year already in the NFL. Who else? We got James McAllister. Let's see James. 77 strength, 78 run block, 84 pass block. Okay. That's alright, I guess. Anyone with good impact blocking along with that? Winfield. He's alright too. So some pretty decent guys so far on here. Let's see right tackle. So we do have a guy like Fenton Rutherford. He's not that bad. We'll go on to the next thing, like left end. Let's see left end, because we do need some left ends or right ends on the team if we really need backups. I've got Holloman. Let's see this guy, Antoine Holloman. 90 strength, 83 tackling, 78 block shedding. He's actually not that bad. But we already have a few guys who are 70 on there for backups. Let's see some linebackers. Linebackers, who's on here? We have Rashard Stanley. Okay. Let's see what Rashard has. He gets 79 speed, 70 tackling, 90 power moves. Okay. That's some pretty good stats there. Gibson. He's got some alright stats. Kyle Lucky. He's alright too. I'll move on to the next thing. Let's see middle linebackers. Middle linebackers. Yeah, we got nobody here for good. At least good undrafted free agents. Next thing up. Oh, we don't really have that many good right outside linebackers either. Let's see some corners. So we do have Hallman. Let's see this dude. 89 speed, 77 man, 79 zone. You know what? Actually, we'll sign this guy. Why not? We'll sign him, and now we do have another cornerback in the system. Let's see free safety. We do have Deshaun Cautry. He's decent. A strong safety. Anyone else in here? We got Nick Kang. 91 speed, but I don't know. He's got speed, and that's about it. Kicker. Let's see if there's any decent kickers on here. I saw there's a few in there. So we got Gronkowski, and we got Sorensen, and that's about it. So we really don't need to check many kickers there. We already have Hunter Alley on there for our kicker. But next thing up for punters, let's see these punters. You have Taylor Rabish. He's not that bad, I guess, but we already have a punter in Sam Martin, so really don't need to check out punters too much. Sam Martin's already a pretty decent punter too. Let's see some quarterbacks. There's a lot of weak quarterbacks here. Yeah, they're all trash. Let's see some running backs. Usually there's some pretty good running backs that are undrafted. So Stephen Locker, he did get released by us. Okay. So Stephen Locker, maybe we could re-sign him back if we need to. But we'll see this. Van Dyke, 88 speed, 93 acceleration, 77 carrying. Okay, he's pretty good. Jared Marshall, 92 speed. Okay. Reem Douglas, 93 speed. Okay, he's not that bad. Let's see Van Dyke again. He's got some pretty decent moves though. 77 trucking, 88 speed, 77 carrying. Should we sign him for the I don't know if we should actually. Yeah, we'll hold off for him. So I think we got the guys we really need on here. We got a fullback, we got a wide receiver. I believe we got a cornerback too. So 3 undrafted free agents. All of them won't be really that many difference makers unless that fullback gets better than Vince Hanks. And he already is better than Vince Hanks. But right now, that is a roster rev for the free agency or at least the undrafted free agency and the draft. So not that bad of a draft, I guess. We went and picked up Shelton, a backup right guard there, along with Brzezinski to go there. Who else did we pick up in the draft? We didn't pick up any offense other than that. We also picked up, I believe, we picked up Lacey Green Ellis, Grayson, Youngblood, and I think we picked up Spatch and Crease too. Plus, we went along and got, I believe, I don't know his name or not. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we picked up a cornerback basically. I think it was like, I don't know. I think it's Steven something. But now let's move on to the next thing, which is the preseason. Let's end this game against the Eagles and see how we play in the first preseason game of the year. So we lost the first preseason game of the year. I really don't care if we win or lose. I just want to check out who's good and who's not. We lost 21-7 though. Okay. So how did we lose this one? I have no idea. Actually, the Eagles are not that bad. Let's go to player stats, see who played the best. So Hubert Pop is in there for maybe about 5 yards passing. But Cody Kessler had a terrible game, 133 yards passing, 1 interception. Not good there at all. Cardale Jones is playing. So Cardale Jones, we had him last year in their practice roster. Let's see for some wide receiving stats. So we had Smallwood, Latavius Murray, Duke Johnson had a pretty decent game, I guess, for rushing. But let's see wide receivers. So wide receiving stats, who had the best? Kenny Stills 35 yards, 3 receptions. Roland Marmarosa 23 yards, 4 receptions. Odom had 20 yards. Okay, so Samuel Odom had a decent game there. But let's see, move on to blocking. Drew Thomas let up 2 sacks, Creighton let up 1, Brzezinski let up 1, and so on. Defense, we had the best defensive game. Most tackles was Kwan Williams, so Kwan Williams getting some work in there. Emory Youngblood, though, in his first preseason game / NFL game, 8 tackles, 0 interceptions, 0 sacks. But Logan had 7, Junior Galette had 7 tackles and 1 sack. Who else played well? Nassib had 5 tackles, okay. Anyone else? Lacey Greenhouse had 4 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. It's pretty good there. Eli Apple had 4 tackles. Rashad McGowan had 4 tackles and 1 for a loss. Let's see who led in sacks. So sacks, Bernie Logan had 2, Junior Galette had 1, and no other Browns had a sack besides our man, Courtney Upshaw, and Junior Galette. So our linebackers, our left and right outside linebackers playing very well there. But interceptions, we have Dillard Ogletree had 1, and Hall had 1. So it's pretty, I guess, I don't know, I guess the best player that was undrafted played there was Odom. So Odom played a pretty decent game, 20 yards on that one. But sim next week and see who we're going to be playing against. Actually, we're playing against the Broncos, so we're probably going to lose this one, though, definitely. Let's go sim this week and see how well we play against these Broncos. So we won against the Broncos, though. Okay, so we won against the Broncos. It doesn't really matter too much to me, but we won 21-10. Pretty decent game there. So Cody Kessler finally picked up a W in his second preseason game. See how well he played, though. So Paxton Lynch, pretty good game there. 137 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Kiefer Pop, great game, 109 and 1 touchdown. Kessler had a pretty bad game, 131 and 1 interception. And Simeon had a pretty bad game, 102 and 1 interception. Rushing, who do we have for rushing? Crowell played great, 73 yards, 23 carries, 2 touchdowns, and 1 fumble. Mike Allen had 34 yards. Okay, that's not too bad there. 4.3 per carry. Duke Johnson at 22. Bacon 11. And let's move on to receiving. Receiving, what do we have there? We have pretty weak receiving yards, but at least Dorial Green Beckham had 42. Josh Gordon had 47. Crowell at 38. Kenny Stills at 30. Odom at 30. Okay, so 1 catch for 30 yards on that one. And Marmarosa at 24, 3, and 1 touchdown. Let's move on to the next thing, though, which is blocking. Blocking, who let up sacks. So nobody let up sacks on our end. Okay. Defense. So Vincent Ray had a great game for the Broncos. But let's see our team, though. Browns, there we go. So Will Hill had 7 tackles. Gally Godfrey had 7. Youngblood had 7 tackles and 1 interception. So great game by him in his second preseason game. Already making a big show right there. But Campbell had 5 tackles. Coellen Williams had 4. Carl Nassib had 4 and half a sack. Steven Nelson had 4 tackles. Anyone else had a big game? Lacey Greenell has 3 tackles, 2 sacks in his second NFL preseason game. So Lacey Greenell is already making a big impact on the right end position. Exactly what I want. And even Emmanuel Ogba, 3 tackles, not that bad there. But Spatch had 3 tackles and half a sack. Anyone else? I think it's about it. So we'll start by sacks, see if we missed anybody. So yeah, Lacey Greenell 2, and Jordan Grayson had 1 sack too. So 3 tackles, 1 for a loss, and 1 sack. And Nassib had half a sack, and Spatch had half a sack. Interceptions, so Emory Youngblood only the 1 interception, but the 3 linebackers that drafted, Youngblood, Lacey Greenell, who turned into right end, and Grayson, all had great games on their individual performances. Kickers, doesn't matter there. Anyone else? Yeah, we're both good. So let's move on to the next thing, which is, I believe, cutting players. So we have to cut 3 players on the roster. I don't know who I'm really going to cut, though. Let's go to cuts and see who's available to cut on this team. So I'm guessing Bacon's on here. So you can cut Odom. I probably actually won't cut him. He's pretty good. We got Buckner, Jaquez Buckner. Keeson Battle, I'm probably going to cut him. So that's the first cut. Ricardo Lewis, he's been on the team for a little bit of, like, maybe about 2 or 3 years. Gotta cut him, though. So we'll cut him. Oh, I got a penalty. Okay. We'll take it, though. So we get to cut 1 more player on here, which might be Kamalu. So Kamalu, I mean, we don't need him. We'll save these 2 guys because they're pretty good. So Odom makes the cuts there for this, at least this week, week 3. So let's move on to the next week where we're playing, I believe, the Jaguars. The Jaguars, they do have the MVP Blake Bortles from a few years back, so I don't know if we're probably going to get destroyed or not. So we lost that game 1, now we're 1-2 on the preseason, doesn't matter at all. But we lost 35-17. We got destroyed just as I predicted. But I don't know how. I think Blake Bortles obviously played the first quarter, so I don't know how many points he put up in that one. I think he put up 14, did he? No, he put up 14. They put up 7. So his backup played very well for them in that game. But Bortles, never mind. He played 229 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But Keeper Pop had a great game though, 94 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Nimmo had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Cody Kessler, pretty decent game against 136 and 0 interceptions or touchdowns. Rushing, we do have Duke Johnson 40 yards rushing on 11 carries, 3 per 6 per carry. Crowell at 33 yards, 4.1 per carry, and so on. Receiving yards, who do we have receiving? We got Julius Thomas, 74 yards receiving, 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns, so great game by him. Anyone else on our team? Josh Gordon, 45 and 3 receptions. Malcolm Gilmore, 36 and 2 receptions. 40 and 35 yards receiving and 4 receptions. And Kenny Stills, 29 and 2. Corey Coleman, 24 and 1 touchdown. And so on. So blocking, what do you have for blocking? So Creighton and Shelton led up sacks. Okay, so Creighton, well, already not a rookie, obviously. But let's move on to the next thing, which is our defense. So Joplo Bartu, so the guy we signed in the free agency, 9 tackles in that game. He had a pretty good game there. Emery Youngblood, 8 tackles in that game. Campbell at 8. Upshaw at 7. Who else played well? Godfrey had 5. Nelson at 5. Anyone else? McDougall had 4. Raheem Moore Sr. had 4. Rashad McGowan had 4 tackles and 1 for a loss. Okay, that's pretty good there. Let's see sacks. So 1 sack by Malik Johnson and Kevin Redrick, but nobody else on the Browns got sacks. And 1 interception by Kwan Williams is predicted. So Kwan's playing very well, but other than that, we didn't play well at all. We got destroyed in the 3rd preseason game. So now we're 1-2 on the season. Doesn't matter at all, but I really don't care. Let's move on to the next thing though, which is cut 10 players in the team. Let's see injuries though. Injuries. So Junior Galette, hamstring tear, 5 weeks he's out. So at least we have a backup plan in Jordan Grayson. So I'm not really that mad about that. But he's a great player though. Usually he averages like 5 tackles or 6 tackles per game, and maybe even interception. So Junior Galette, big loss there. But I mean, we got the players to go and cover him as backup. That's not too bad there. But it looks like there might be trade offers for Josh Gordon. Okay. Review the offers though. So Josh, a 2nd round pick, a 5th, and a 7th. That's actually pretty good though. So Josh Gordon, nah, I won't do it right now. I'll see if he adds up a few more after this. So get a few more players. But now all of a sudden there's rumors starting to swirl that we're going to trade Kenny Stills and Josh Gordon. So 2 backup wide receivers. I doubt that. We're not going to do that. We got to cut 10. We got to cut 10 players in this team though. So we got to cut. Who's on here? We got Fatukin. Let's see who else. We got Samuel Odom. Dyer. I might get rid of Dyer. Ooh, who's on here? We got Latevin Bacon. Bacon, I'll probably add him to the practice squad. So do that. Hunter Alley, practice squad. D Ford, we can't do anything there, but we'll add Odom to the practice squad. Fatukin to the practice squad. Buckner to the practice squad. So we got 5 players left to do. We'll move Dyer to the practice squad too. We'll just add all these guys to the practice squad. They're the pretty good players. Antoine Jackson, another draft pick to the practice squad. Kilo Williams, guess what? Practice squad. Anyone else? We had to cut 3 players though. Or only 1 player, never mind. So we got Donald Butler, we're not going to cut him. We're going to probably trade him if we can. Steven Nelson, he's pretty decent, but D Ford. You know what? We might actually just cut D Ford. We'll do that. There we go. So, oh, we got a penalty though, damn it. It doesn't matter too much though. We're not going to be doing anything salary cap wise. So, we cut the players we need to. Now, we'll go and see the last week, I guess, of preseason, which is against the Indianapolis Colts. So, we're 1-2 in the preseason so far. I don't know if we'll play well at all, probably not. Let's go see this game against Indianapolis and Cleveland. So now week 1 of the NFL season, let's see who we played, and let's see if we won against the Colts in that last preseason game. So let's go to league schedule, if we can. We'll go to preseason week 4 and find our game. There we go. So Colts and Browns, we lost 38-7 though. We got crushed. Let's go in my team schedule in order to see that. It's team schedule. I don't know if I can even see the stats though. Go to preseason. Can we see the stats? We can't even see the stats. We lost 38-7. We have no idea how we lost it, but I don't know. So I don't know why I can't see the stats of the preseason game. It's pretty bad, I guess. But now let's go to our team after the preseason, which is not that bad, I guess. We have Ferris at fullback, made the team there. Anyone else in here? We do have. They better have any automated stuff. Good depth chart. And see who's there. So who's at our wide receiver position? So we need to add one more player. So we probably got to go and sign that guy. I guess Odom onto the team. So Odom, I guess he made the team there from our practice squad, or at least from the preseason. Let's go find Samuel Odom and bring him onto the team, I guess, because he's pretty good. Alright, actually, wait. Hold up. We'll wait until free agents. We'll see who's got cut from the free agency. Let's go to wide all available. And we'll go to wide receivers. So who's available on here? We have Stephen Horn. Anyone else? We'll sort. So the best guys available on here, we have Riley Youngblood, okay. Get Quentin Granville. Who's this guy? 85 catching, 91 speed, okay. His road running's kind of sucky, but he's not that bad there. But if we can, I might as well just sign Odom. I mean, we really don't. We probably could just sign him on here. He's got 72 route running, obviously 76 catching, 96 speed, so he's pretty speedy there. Might as well just go and sign to the practice or to the main roster for the season. So we got Odom on the squad now. He's pretty good though with that speed, so that's what I love about him. But moving on to the offense, let's see if it's all filled. So we got Odom at wide receiver. But our starters, we have Corey Coleman, Malcolm Gilmore, and Mara Morosa plus Doral Green Beckham at tight end. Our offensive line, we got Grace, we got Creighton, we got Warfield, Batonio, and Thomas. Defense. So defense here, Lacey Greenells on the line. We got Sue, we got McGowan, and Ogba on there. At cornerback, we do have Eli Apple and Joe Hayden. We probably actually put Quan Williams at starter if we want to. Because Quan Williams has got better stats than Eli Apple. Let's see this. I don't know. I actually have no idea. I think Eli Apple might be the better guy. So leave him there for that now. But moving on to the next thing, which is free safety of Raheem Moore Sr. On the line, we have Jordan Grayson at right outside linebacker. So we do have Junior Gillette injured right now, but it doesn't matter because we do have the backup in Grayson. Now middle linebackers do have Emery Youngblood and Ali Godfrey, and at left linebacker we have Courtney Upshaw there. So and in strong safety we do have Will Hill there too. So special teams we do have Sam Martin and at kicker and punter. So should we actually do that though? It kind of gets him tired. You know what, just so Travis Coons is a role, we'll move him up there from now. Wait, does it impact it too much? It kind of does actually, so we'll leave him there though. We'll see how well he plays at kicker. If he plays bad, I'll put Coons there eventually. But when it comes to punt returning, we do have Marmorosa 94, kick returning at Marmorosa, and so on. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna step it off right here. Next episode, wait, hold up. I got one player on here. So we have to cut on this squad. Vince Hanks in here. Do you have to cut Vince Hanks? Oh, I better not have to. And Steven Nelson. Should I cut Vince Hanks in here? I don't know if I should. I mean, we do have one. He's our second fullback. We don't need two fullbacks. But Steven Nelson, though, is he any good, though? He's got, I don't think he's any better than other corners on here, to be honest. Let's go to the corner position. We'll see how our cornerbacks shape up. Because to be honest, I don't want to cut Vince Hanks, so he's a beast. Like, every time I played with him, he's played very well. We'll go to corner. Do we need Steven Nelson? We don't really need him. Yeah, we have Hallman here. We don't need him, actually. We have Hallman to go play. So cut Steven Nelson. He's got a lot of salary with him, too. Whereas Vince Hanks barely making any money. Might as well cut the player that's making the most money, so you get the most in our salary cap back. So cut Steven Nelson. There you go. Okay, so got there. So we cut a last player there. Now our team is finally full and not over full. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna step it off right here. Next episode will be that game, I guess. Wait. Oh yeah, we signed. Never mind. Next game episode will be the game against the Buccaneers and the Cleveland Browns in the opening week of 2018 season. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna step it off right here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Browns Fantasy Mode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.